It's a beater Lamborghini, which you never see.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Rust Belt Diecast Customs. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. We have a lot of long-term sort of builds going on, stuff that's a little more involved. I wanted to try something simple and do something quick. So this is the Lamborghini Rockin' LP. This is from Maisto, and usually, like recently, and also especially on this channel, I've been kind of sticking to Matchbox and Hot Wheels, but this is a Maisto. And it is a Lamborghini model, like I said, and we're gonna make it into a rat rod. So it's gonna be a little bit different than, I don't think I've ever seen a Lamborghini rat rod before, but this, I don't know, I just saw this thing with pipes coming out the hood and kind of the matte black with it's gonna look cool. So check back in, we'll get to it, get it torn apart. Now that we have the rivets drilled out, I wanted to show you the assembly of this thing because it's different, similar, but different than Matchbox and Hot Wheels. And I know most people customize Matchbox and Hot Wheels because they're better quality. I just wanted to show you this just to see. So the rivet holes are much deeper. I actually had to drill out part of the plastic to get in there. But that comes out. And that's just, it's not a fancy base with seats and everything like that because they blacked out the windows. So these wheels are just resting in there. And then I had to drill out this rivet at the top. It's just like the old school Matchbox cars. And then that is the glass, front and rear. And then here's the body, the ideas for the body here. So we're gonna do a matte red over the top. I think it's like a brick red and matte, and that's going to simulate like rust and stuff. Then we're going to do a matte black over that for the rat rod look. We're going to do some exhaust on the trunk, which is considered the hood on a Lamborghini, and then we will do a couple other little details just to rat rod her out a little bit. Here's the plan for the exhaust. You guys know I like to use what I have laying around, so there's some little nails. What I'm going to do is cut these down, and it was nice, I was able to use the nails to make the pilot holes there. I'm going to drill a couple holes in there and just cut these down with the clippers. And there's like ribs on these, so I just want to cut where the ribs aren't, obviously, and then we'll file them down. Dremel time. And there's our exhaust. Both the same size, that's good. Now that our exhaust pipes are ready, we have a bit that's about the same size. And we use the nails themselves for pilot holes. So. Just drill straight through. Fit in like that. Push them down a little bit farther though once we actually have it built. I've determined that a rat rod Lamborghini does not need mirrors. Honestly, I don't know why regular Lamborghinis have mirrors. So we're going to use my favorite tool, the Dremel cutoff wheel, to get rid of these. There we are. The tap comes with a bit that's the same size as the tap, and all you have to do is just get that in your drill, get on your center point. You just want to be careful not to go too deep, especially on a casting like this, because you will go straight through. These screws are only an 1/8 inch long. Also, you can't crack the posts as well if you go in too far. Let's get the brush out here. So next step now is to tap it. And what you're going to need is a little bit of oil. I just use this I use this air tool oil just because that's what I have, but I mean you can use any kind of a lubricant will work. You just get a little drop in there, and then this is the tap, and it's the same size as the screws, same thread as the screws. This is 256, I believe, which means there's 56 turns in 2 inches or something. I don't know. So you get it in there, and you want to go real slow to start. Remember, you're making a spot for the screw to go into, so there's nothing there to begin with. You just want to go slow to start, and then if you want to speed it up, go for it, man. And you just keep going till it hits. Don't over, because if you go any farther, it will bend the little turns down. You want to come out nice and straight. Don't pull, just let it come out. Same thing with the other side. Make sure you're square in there. Come in nice and straight, and nice and down all the way, and then beautiful. Come back out, and you are good to go there. I'll just wipe off the excess, because you will have a little bit of, you're removing material to do this. So these are my 256 screws, and after I do this, I like to just pop the screws in for painting. It just makes it easier. You don't get paint in the threads, and then you're not re-stripping them later. You can see that goes in nice and neat. So she's cleaned up and ready to paint, and we are using this is the Rust-Oleum 2X, and this is a matte, kind of like a brick red. So that's going to be our base coat. Now that our matte red is on, we're going to paint over the top of it with a flat black, and I'm not going to spray it, I'm going to brush it, because there's a certain look that I'm going for here, and it's kind of that shabby rat rod style. So you want a little bit of that red showing through, not a ton, but a little bit. And you want it to look kind of slopped on. But once it dries, you're not going to see a lot of these streaky parts. Just go and paint up the whole guy like that. Now that the black is kind of dry, we're going to go and scuff up parts that are either like high parts or things that might get the most wear, like this edge. Just break the paint a little bit. I'm just using some sandpaper to do that. So you can see the effect that that has. And we'll come back in with a little bit of rust, knock it down some more. But especially like on the hood here, it's got some high spots. That we can open up and expose. Give it a little more dimension, make it more dynamic. And here we are with the finished product. Got to paint in some headlights and stuff, but other than that, it is donezo. This is the rust effects, and I didn't want to show it just because it's a long process, and I've shown it in a few other videos. So if you're interested, check out some of my other videos on rust effects with acrylic paints. So I think this turned out really cool for like it's a beater Lamborghini, which you never see. From earlier, we had the exhaust pipes. I just painted the tips black to give them a little more depth. And now I'm going to push them through the holes and hit them with a little chunk of super glue on the other side. And then I'm gonna put some rust effects on the pipes too. So if we can just get them there and hit it with some super glue. This is a gel super glue that I'm using. And just a thing that I did here was I painted the one side, or just put some Sharpie marker on the one side just so that I had the correct side pointing up when I installed them. Super glue there.
So we'll let these two dry, but I think that's such a cool look, such a nice little added effect to this beater. Now we have the body all done. You can see the exhaust stacks here. I think that was a really cool look. I like that a lot. I don't have a Lamborghini in the garage to look at the taillights, so of course I looked up reference photos and just kind of split the difference because they weren't very helpful as far as where the taillights are on this model, and the casting itself wasn't very helpful because it was all just painted the same color and there were no markings to indicate where the taillights are. But I also painted in the headlights and the little Lamborghini logo there. So now we just need to assemble it and we'll be all done. Before the big reveal, let's look back and remember what this Maisto Lamborghini looked like before. And here's what she looks like now. She's a beater. Rusty old beater. The wheels are painted in with the white walls. And since they're like the low profile, the whole side of the wheel is white, the tire is white, which I think looks really cool, but you can still see a little bit of the black through there. Red wheels, I think, look sharp on this. It's almost like they just replaced the wheels and tires. Headlights, little Lamborghini logo. I painted the windshield wipers with a toothpick and some Testors chrome. Moving around to the driver's side, I like that the windows are tinted on this. It really looks like somebody cheaped out on a Lamborghini. And then the exhaust pipes, of course, those turn out super cool. That's a really fun touch. The back end. I'll tell you what, the one thing that Maisto did really well with this model was the base actually fits into the body, and you don't see that a lot with Matchbox and Hot Wheels. A lot of times the base actually meshes up to the bottom here, so you can still see the base, but this is fully covered, so I like the way that looks. So there it is, the beater Lamborghini. One of a kind, you'll never see anything like it. So thank you everybody for watching. Subscribe if you're new, like, comment. I love talking with you guys about this stuff. And thank you for watching Rust Belt Diecast Customs.